Why did Bitcoin dip down all of a sudden? I think it's due to this. Although many people feel like, well, alts may start struggling a little bit, or we may see a little bit of sell-off because of this. So Celsius is going to basically consolidate, sell off a lot of their alts for Bitcoin and ETH. And according to this, they have deposited a total about like $60 million, and most likely they're going to sell because the bankruptcy court already gave them permission to do that. So they sent about 13.6 million in Matic, 10.7 million in Link, 7.3 million in Aave, and then probably a bunch of other small stuff, right? So their whole thing is they want to just convert back to Bitcoin and ETH. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe I would think they just want to convert everything to stable coins, but no, they want to convert to Bitcoin and ETH. Maybe because they're going to allow people to withdraw, or they're going to pay back people in Bitcoin and ETH. I don't actually quite know the details, but it's $60 million worth. Are we going to notice it? Possibly. Does this have something to do with today's sudden fake out dip, scam dip? Maybe a little bit. I think it has something to do with this. So Bitcoin, a little weaker today, down 1%. Okay, and unfortunately, it's below 30,000. Why is that? It does seem like there's way too many people again that are playing with leverage and getting liquidated. Remember, we like to see shorts get liquidated. We don't want to see longs get liquidated. And whenever there's too many on either side, it tends to go bad, right? So I believe way too many people threw on their 20x or 50x long on Bitcoin, and now it's affecting everyone, not just them. Keep in mind, when liquidations happen, it's a cascading selling effect, right? Either way. And whenever you have it on long side, well, this adds to a lot of pressure. But I am confident that Bitcoin will come back up to 30,000 in no time. There's still a lot of very bullishness that's happening and will happen in the space. For example, spot Bitcoin ETFs, there's a ton that have gotten approval now, okay? The applications have been received and approved. Does not mean that we have a spot Bitcoin ETF yet, but we have so many. Valkyrie has one. They're calling it Burr as their symbol. We know BlackRock's was accepted, and several others have been accepted as well. So now it's just a matter of time whether they get approved or not, right? But most people think there's a really good chance this time around, at least a BlackRock one will get approved. And if they approve BlackRock one, they can't really not approve the other ones because they're financial giants too. GBTC volume also reaches new highs. Okay, so the discount, the premium discount, is shrinking by a lot. It hasn't reached parity yet, but it has shrunk quite a lot. So what does that mean? That means there's institutional interest, right? Mostly it's institutional interest. Of course, there's some retail people that are buying GBTC, but if you're retail, why would you just not buy Bitcoin, right? It's just better move. But GBTC volumes are going high, and let's not forget Grayscale is also trying to convert GBTC into a Bitcoin spot ETF as well. And since they own like 650,000 Bitcoins, what better trust to convert to a spot Bitcoin ETF? It makes a whole lot of sense, right? So there's also a lawsuit right now. Grayscale has also sued SEC over this. So there's lawsuits left and right everywhere against the SEC. No one likes what Gary is up to. I mean, Bitcoin's chart still looks pretty fantastic. Here's the Heiken Ashi candles, flip green on a 3-weekly time frame, and has only done this twice before, ever. And whenever it has been done, good things happen, right? So obviously in 2016, that was after Bitcoin recovered up from its low of like $160, and then it went on a run to $20,000. And then it happened again in 2019, okay, and never flipped back into the red until we peaked out at $69,000. So this is one of those signals that does not come very often. There are signals that seem to flip-flop left and right all the time, but if you're looking at some of these greater time scale ones, okay, that's measuring in years, well, this is very bullish because we just flipped into the green, right? Just like in 2016 and just like in 2019. Even though it's all in the green, you realize Bitcoin still goes up and down, right? When you're zoomed out, it's hard to see, but yeah, during these runs, there were still a lot of periods of volatility. There's still a lot of up and downs. Doesn't mean you just go up to the moon, right? But overall trend is definitely bullish. That's why there's arguments to be made that we're already in the next bull run. We've started, but we're at the very, very beginning, not even middle, not even nowhere close to end. We've just started the new bull run. Here's another look at it. Basically, this one is looking at 800 days from peak, right? And then, generally speaking, after 800 days, we recover from bottom, and then we go on a bull run. So again, we started a new bull run. My camera. Overall, balance on exchanges, okay? Bitcoin is at a 5-year low. Goes all the way back to 2017, and more people are simply taking out their Bitcoin, and institutions are taking out their Bitcoin, right? So the more people that take out their Bitcoin, the less supply there is on exchanges, and while demand is going up, guess what's going to happen, right? Over time, the price will start going up. It's that simple. Bank of America, another bank that posted a profits beat, okay? So you would think that's great, right? But where did that money really come from? Maybe it came from all the fake accounts they created and the bogus fees that they charge. So it's funny that just 1 week ago, you have Bank of America being fined for $150 million. Oops, I realized I didn't even change my screen. It's funny that you have Bank of America fined for $150 million and, somehow things are just okay, right? Like somehow things just, it's business as usual, and it's okay for a Bank of America, one of the largest banks on earth, to do this, right? And somehow, no one blinks an eye at it, and it's just done. And now they reported better earnings, and then it's like all is forgiven, right? Only happens with banks. It doesn't happen with anyone else if you think about it. But just think about the scrutiny that the crypto companies in America have to go through, okay? Versus the banks, which have committed crimes and fraud and money laundering, all the things that the naysayers still say that people do with crypto. I mean, it's being done with banks, and yet they're operating just fine, and no one is being thrown in jail at all.